Look at your belly in the mirror, not to judge it, to understand it, because your belly shape is not random. It is a message from your body, a warning sign, a clue, a secret, and most people have no idea what their belly is telling them. You probably think belly fat is just belly fat, but that is not true. There are two main types of belly shapes, apple shape and pear shape, and one of them is much more dangerous than the other. One of them puts you at higher risk for heart disease, diabetes, and even dementia. The other is less risky but still needs attention. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what your belly shape says about your health. You will learn which shape is the silent killer, why belly fat is different from fat anywhere else on your body, and most importantly, what you can do about it. Let us start with the most dangerous shape first. The apple shape. This is when you carry most of your weight around your midsection. Your belly sticks out, your waist is wide, but your arms and legs may be relatively thin. This shape is more common in men, but women after menopause also develop it. Why is the apple shape dangerous? Because the fat around your organs is not like the fat under your skin. It is called visceral fat. Visceral fat is active. It releases inflammatory chemicals. It interferes with your hormones. It makes your body less sensitive to insulin, and that leads to high blood sugar, then pre-diabetes, then type 2 diabetes. Visceral fat also increases your risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, stroke, even some cancers. Studies show that people with apple-shaped bodies have significantly higher health risks than people with pear-shaped bodies. The good news? Visceral fat responds very well to lifestyle changes. It is actually easier to lose than the fat on your hips and thighs. Because visceral fat is more metabolically active, it burns faster when you exercise and eat right. So if you have an apple shape, do not panic, but do not ignore it either. Your belly is sending you a warning. Listen to it. Now let us talk about the pear shape. This is when you carry most of your weight around your hips, thighs, and buttocks. Your belly may be relatively flat, but your lower body is larger. This shape is more common in women, especially before menopause. The fat in your hips and thighs is called subcutaneous fat. It sits under your skin, not around your organs. This fat is much less dangerous than visceral fat. It does not release the same inflammatory chemicals. It does not interfere with your hormones the same way. So people with pear-shaped bodies have lower risk of heart disease and diabetes. But here's the catch. Pear-shaped fat is much harder to lose. Your body holds on to hip and thigh fat for a reason. Evolutionarily, it was a reserve for pregnancy and breastfeeding. So do not get frustrated if you lose belly fat faster than thigh fat. That is normal. That is biology. However, pear shape does not mean zero risk. If you have a pear shape but also have belly fat starting to grow, pay attention. As women go through menopause, fat distribution often shifts from pear to apple, and that's when risks increase. So even if you've always been pear-shaped, watch your waist. If your waist starts growing, it's time to take action. Forget the scale for a moment. The number on the scale does not tell you your belly shape. What you need to measure is your waist-to-hip ratio. Here is how you do it. Take a measuring tape, measure your waist at its narrowest point, usually just above your belly button. Then measure your hips at their widest point. Divide your waist measurement by your hip measurement. That number is your waist-to-hip ratio. For women, a healthy ratio is below 0.85. For men, a healthy ratio is below 0.90. If your ratio is higher than that, you have an unhealthy amount of visceral fat, even if your weight is normal, even if your BMI is healthy. Waist-to-hip ratio is a better predictor of heart disease risk than BMI. Why? Because BMI does not know where your fat is. You can have a normal BMI but a large belly. That is called normal weight obesity, and it is still dangerous. So do not rely only on the scale. Measure your waist, measure your hips, know your ratio. That number tells you more about your health than your weight ever will. Let me explain why belly fat is so different from fat anywhere else. Fat under your skin is storage. It sits there quietly, waiting to be used for energy, but visceral fat around your organs is active. It pumps out inflammatory chemicals called cytokines. These cytokines travel through your bloodstream and affect your entire body. They cause chronic low-grade inflammation. And chronic inflammation is linked to almost every disease of aging: heart disease, diabetes, dementia, arthritis, even depression. Visceral fat also produces hormones that mess with your appetite. It makes you hungrier. It makes you crave more calories. It is a vicious cycle. More belly fat leads to more inflammation. More inflammation leads to more belly fat. But here's the good news. Because visceral fat is active, it also responds quickly to change. When you start exercising and eating better, visceral fat is the first to go. You will see results faster than you think. So do not feel hopeless. Your belly is not your enemy. It is your messenger. There is one more factor that drives belly fat: stress. When you are stressed, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol tells your body to store fat right in your belly, not on your hips, not on your thighs, right around your organs. This is an ancient survival mechanism. In caveman times, stress meant danger. Your body stored belly fat as quick energy for fighting or running. But today, your stress is chronic. Work deadlines, traffic, financial worries, family obligations. Your body keeps releasing cortisol, and your belly keeps growing. So if you have tried everything and your belly fat will not budge, look at your stress levels. You cannot out-exercise chronic stress. You cannot out-diet it. You have to address the root cause. Sleep more. Take breaks. Say no. Breathe. Lowering your cortisol is just as important as lowering your calories. So what can you do about your belly shape? First, know your waist-to-hip ratio. Measure it today. Write it down. Second, focus on visceral fat, not just weight. The goal is not to be thin. The goal is to be healthy. Third, exercise, but not just any exercise. High-intensity interval training is very effective for reducing visceral fat. So is regular brisk walking. Aim for 30 minutes of moderate to vigorous activity most days. Fourth, eat for your belly. Reduce sugar, reduce refined carbohydrates, reduce processed foods. Eat more protein, fiber, and healthy fats. These keep you full and reduce inflammation. Fifth, manage your stress. Sleep 7 to 8 hours per night. Practice deep breathing. Go for walks outside. Talk to someone you trust. Your belly is not the problem, it is the symptom. Fix the underlying causes, and your belly will respond. So let us bring it all together. Your belly shape reveals a lot about your health. Apple shape means more visceral fat around your organs, higher risk of heart disease, diabetes, and inflammation. Pear shape means fat stored on hips and thighs, lower risk but harder to lose. The most important number is not your weight, it is your waist-to-hip ratio. Measure it, know it, track it. And remember, belly fat is not permanent. It responds to exercise, good nutrition, and stress management. Your body is talking to you. Your belly is sending a message. Are you listening? Because ignoring it will not make it go away, but paying attention, that is the first step to a longer, healthier life. What is your belly shape telling you? Comment below.